Most people will spend their entire lives driving vehicles that were built to be forgotten, reliable, practical, invisible. And the moment they see one of these 5 machines on the road, they will understand in a single, undeniable instant exactly how far their world is from this one. Today we're counting down the top 5 most insane luxury SUVs ever built. Machines so extreme, so outrageously engineered, that simply knowing they exist makes ordinary transportation feel almost embarrassingly small. Stay until the very end, because the number 1 SUV on this list does something no other vehicle in history has ever done. And once you understand what that is, you will never look at a Ferrari the same way again. Starting at number 5, the Aston Martin DBX 707. The name tells you exactly what you need to know. 707. That is the metric horsepower figure that defines this machine. And it comes from a hand-built, twin-turbocharged 4.0 D8 that Aston Martin's craftspeople assemble by hand in Gaydon, England. Not assembled on a production line, built by hand, each engine, every time. The result is 697 horsepower and 663 pound-feet of torque, pushing through a 9-speed automatic transmission to all 4 wheels, and the number that matters most is 3.1 seconds to 60 miles per hour. In an SUV, at a top speed of 193 miles per hour. The DBX 707 starts at $233,000. And every dollar of that figure reflects the engineering confidence of a brand that has been building the most emotionally compelling road machines in history for over a century. The body design is Aston Martin at its most purposeful, sweeping, taut lines that carry the brand's signature proportions into an SUV silhouette without compromise or apology. The interior is a driver's environment, first hand-stitched leather, carbon fiber detailing, and a cockpit designed to make the person behind the wheel feel connected to what is happening underneath them, not separated from it by layers of digital insulation. 5 drive modes including GT, Sport, Sport Plus, Terrain, and Individual give the DBX 707 a range of character that few vehicles in any segment can match. A grand tourer on the highway, a genuinely capable machine on everything else. The DBX 707 is not built for the person who wants an SUV. It is built for the person who refuses to let needing an SUV change who they are. And if you thought number 5 was extreme, what comes next will hit harder. The next car in this list carries a name that makes supercar enthusiasts pause before they even finish saying it. Number 4. The Lamborghini Urus Performante. Lamborghini builds machines for people who believe that restraint is a character flaw, and the Urus Performante is the most complete expression of that belief ever put into an SUV body. The Performante takes the already extraordinary Urus and strips it, sharpens it, and re-engineers it for one purpose: to do things that no SUV should be physically capable of doing. The powertrain is a 4.0 twin-turbocharged V8 producing 657 horsepower. 657. In an SUV, Lamborghini removed the air suspension and replaced it with fixed-height coil springs, tuned specifically for performance rather than comfort, a decision that tells you everything about the philosophy behind this vehicle. They added a titanium exhaust system, more carbon fiber than any other vehicle in its category, and a new torsion central differential that pushes more torque to the rear wheels during acceleration. The result is a 0 to 60 time of 3.3 seconds and a top speed of 190 miles per hour. 306 kilometers per hour, in an SUV with room for 5 people and their luggage. The interior wraps the occupants in Alcantara, hexagonal performance seats, and a flat-bottom steering wheel that communicates the Performante's priorities before the engine even starts. The price is $260,000, and at that figure, it is one of the most difficult vehicles in the world to rationalize and one of the most impossible to forget. Most people will see a Urus Performante on the road perhaps once in their life. If they do, the experience will stay with them. That is not an exaggeration. That is the Urus Performante's most honest specification. And if the Lamborghini made you feel like the world had shifted, the next car will shatter it completely. Number 3. The Brabus 900 Rocket Edition. Just 25 of these exist in the entire world. 25. That is not a production run. That is a private conversation between Brabus and the 25 people on Earth who could afford and access one. Brabus took the already ferocious Mercedes-AMG 63, itself a machine that most people will never experience, and rebuilt it with a 4.5-liter biturbo V8 engine producing 900 horsepower and 1,250 Newton-meters of torque. 900 horsepower in a G-Wagon. That torque number arrives at just 2,900 RPM, which means the Brabus 900 Rocket Edition does not build to its power. It arrives with it, instantly, completely, every time you ask. The result is a 0 to 100 km/h time of 3.7 seconds and a top speed of 280 km/h. In a vehicle that weighs over 2.5 tons and looks like it was designed to defend a perimeter. The carbon fiber wide body kit, the 24-inch alloy wheels, and the complete exterior transformation make the Brabus 900 Rocket Edition visually unmistakable, a vehicle that demands attention without requesting it. The interior is bespoke Brabus throughout, with hand-stitched leather, carbon fiber accents, and the kind of material quality that reflects the approximately $490,000 price point honestly. 25 are made. 25. The number deserves to be repeated because it defines the entire character of this vehicle. Most of the people reading about the Brabus 900 Rocket Edition will never see one in person. That rarity is not incidental, it is the point. Before the number one car is revealed, make sure you have hit subscribe because what is coming next will make you understand why this channel exists. Number 2. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan. There are vehicles that are fast, and there are vehicles that are powerful, and there are vehicles that are expensive. The Cullinan is something different from all of those categories. The Cullinan is the experience of moving through the world as if the world was designed specifically for your comfort. Under the bonnet sits a hand-assembled twin-turbocharged 6.75-liter V12 engine, producing 563 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque numbers that are not designed to shock you into submission but to move you with a serenity that more powerful vehicles cannot approach. The Cullinan reaches 60 miles per hour in approximately 5 seconds, but the figure that matters more is not the time, it is the sensation, or rather the absence of sensation. This is a vehicle in which you feel no road surface, hear no mechanical intrusion, and sense no turbulence from the air around you. Rolls-Royce calls it the magic carpet ride. The people who have experienced it call it something they cannot adequately describe to anyone who has not. The body of the Cullinan is bespoke in a way that the word bespoke was invented to describe each one commissioned and configured for its owner in a process that begins at $391,750 and climbs in direct proportion to the ambition of the person specifying it. The interior is a private room that moves. Hand-stitched leather chosen from a library of options that numbers in the thousands. Lamb's wool floor coverings. Illuminated fascia panels. The gallery dashboard that presents the most treasured personal objects of the owner behind glass. A rear compartment that can be configured as a lounge, a viewing gallery, or a private entertainment suite depending entirely on how its owner prefers to experience the world passing outside the window. Most people will never sit inside a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Some will see one once in their life from the outside and understand in that moment that the distance between ordinary life and this one is not measured in money. It is measured in an entirely different kind of thinking. And if the Cullinan made the world feel distant, number 1 is going to make it feel unreachable. Number 1, the Ferrari Purosangue. They said they would never do it. For over 70 years, Ferrari said that an SUV would never carry the prancing horse. And then they built one that made every other SUV on this list look like a warm-up act. The Purosangue Italian for thoroughbred is powered by a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 engine producing 715 horsepower. Naturally aspirated. No turbos. No tricks. Every single one of those 715 horsepower pulled from the engine by pure mechanical engineering, climbing all the way to a 7,750 RPM red line, producing a sound that no other SUV in the history of the world has ever produced or will ever be able to reproduce. This is not an engine. It is a symphony that also happens to move 4 people to 60 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds on the way to a top speed of 196 miles per hour. That number deserves to be repeated. 715 horsepower naturally aspirated, 3.3 seconds, 196 miles per hour. In an SUV with 4 doors, 4 seats, and a carbon fiber roof, The body design is unmistakably Ferrari cab rearward proportions, a mid-front engine layout, electric rear-hinged back doors, and 22-inch front and 23-inch rear wheels that frame a stance no other manufacturer would have the confidence to put on an SUV. The interior places every occupant in an individual bucket seat. Not a bench, not a compromise, but 4 individual seats finished in leather, wrapped in Ferrari's racing heritage, and surrounded by a carbon fiber steering wheel with paddle shifters that beg to be used at every possible opportunity. The price starts at $398,050 before the limitless world of Ferrari personalization begins. The Purosangue is not the most comfortable SUV on this list. It is not the most exclusive. It is not the quietest. It is the most alive. And that word alive is the one that stays with every person who has ever driven one, long after the engine noise fades and the day moves on. That is the most powerful thing any machine can do to a human being. And it is what the Ferrari Purosangue does, every single time. The Purosangue is also singular in what it represents historically. Ferrari resisted the SUV segment for decades while every other exotic brand capitulated one by one. Porsche built the Cayenne, Lamborghini built the Urus, Aston Martin built the DBX, Bentley built the Bentayga, and Ferrari watched and waited, and when they finally moved, they moved on their own terms entirely with a naturally aspirated V12, a mid-front engine layout that no other manufacturer would attempt in this body style, and a driving experience so fundamentally Ferrari that anyone who has driven a 488 or a Roma or an 8-Home12 will recognize it immediately. The Purosangue does not compromise Ferrari's identity to become an SUV. It makes the SUV category meet Ferrari's standards instead. That is a distinction worth sitting with because it is the rarest thing in the automotive world, a brand that had the confidence to wait until it could do something completely on its own terms, and then did exactly that. Who is the Purosangue built for? It is built for the person who needs a Ferrari and needs 4 doors and refuses to accept that those 2 requirements should require any compromise in either direction. It is built for the collector who already has the A12 and the SF90 and wants something they can take to the airport on a Tuesday with luggage in the back and still feel the engine come alive at 7,000 RPM on the on-ramp. It exists for the driver who understands that the most powerful statement a vehicle can make is not how fast it goes or how much it costs, but how it makes the person inside it feel about being alive. The Ferrari Purosangue is number 1 on this list, not because it is the most powerful here, or the most exclusive, or the most expensive. It is number 1 because no other vehicle on this list, no other vehicle in this segment makes you feel what it feels like to drive a Ferrari. And that feeling is singular, mythic, and completely untouchable. Now it is your turn. Which of these 5 machines is truly worthy of the top spot? And which one do you think does not deserve to be on this list? Comment your answer below and defend your choice, because the best argument in the comments shapes what this channel covers next. These are not just cars, they are statements about who makes them, who drives them, and what it means to reach for something that most of the world will only ever see from a distance.